I am Maid Marian, and this is the story of Buena Vista. The story begins with a battle between two human sisters, Padme Amidala and Daphne Blake, in the countryside in England. Darth Vader rescued Padme and they fell in love. A year later, Padme and Vader are married. When they heard news about a mouse village in Russia being invaded by cats, Vader and Padme sent Winnie the Pooh and his team to go on a rescue mission. Pooh Bear and his friends befriended Fievel Mousekewitz and his family as they journey from Russia to America. When Fievel gets lost, Pooh and his buddies embarked on a quest to bring Fievel back to his family. They battled an evil cat named Warren T. Sometime after that, Fievel is reunited with his family. Fievel and his family moved into the 100-Acre Wood. A year later, the forest is being invaded by Captain Pete and his pirates. Pooh and Tigger join forces with Woody and Buzz Lightyear to save the forest with a little help from the Indian Mouse Princess, Jolena. Fievel defeated Pete and brought happiness back to the 100-Acre Wood. The country cat Musette went on a series of adventures in the town of Nottingham, but she was in danger by Prince John, who tried in vain to have her as his princess. But John Tom came to Musette's rescue and defeated Prince John. Musette and John Tom are married. Timothy Mouse, who was Musette's neighbor, used to live next door of her, but then, after the two cats are married, Timothy moved into Thorn Valley. Musette's son, Tom, and his rival-turned-friend, Jerry Mouse, went on a series of misadventures as they encountered a vixen named Sharpears. Tom and Jerry prevented a ruthless hunter named Gaston from hunting down Sharpears and her family. After Gaston's defeat, Tom and Jerry went home with Musette and John Tom. A couple of months later, Tom and Jerry became Mrs. Brisby's assistants. They went on a series of adventures in Thorn Valley. Sometime after that, Brisby gets kidnapped by a rat named Jenner who wants her magic amulet, but Tom and Jerry and their new friend Scooby-Doo arrived to save her and they got rid of Jenner for good, with a little help from the Lorax and the Onceler. Brisby's parents, Miss Bianca and Bernard, lived on a farm. One day, they went to visit their old friend, a man named Amos Slade. But along the way, Bernard and Bianca met their daughter, Brisby, who turned evil and threatened to banish Amos from the forest forever. But her scheme was foiled when her clothes were torn off, and she ran off. Brisby committed suicide by jumping off the top of the Onceler's house. Bernard and Bianca got to Slade's home and discovered that he brought his dog Chief, a puppy named Copper. The two mice later went to join the new friends Robin Hood the Fox and his band of merry men. A month later, Robin's mother gave birth to his little sister, Rita. Robin Hood and Little John lived in Sherwood Forest. One day, Robin gets kidnapped by the Sheriff of Nottingham and King Louis, but he escaped. Robin went to Nottingham and met me, his childhood sweetheart, Maid Marian. The sneaky Queen Veracity tried in vain to steal Robin away from me, but I will do whatever it takes to save my old friend. After Robin and I are married, I gave birth to my son, Todd, Robin Hood Jr. for short. Todd befriended Copper. As children, Todd and Copper went on a series of misadventures. Daphne Blake, a former member of Mystery Inc., threatened to kidnap Todd. She chased him to the rooftop of Widow Tweed's house. But with help from Scooby and Shaggy Rogers, Robin Hood came to his son's rescue and got rid of the traitorous Daphne by sending her falling to the ground below. Months later, Todd and Copper grew up and they encountered Vixie and Aloo. In the forest, Aloo battled Vixie's scheming uncle, Foulfellow. He was about to bully Aloo, but Amos Slade came to Aloo's rescue and killed Foulfellow for good. Slade welcomed Aloo to his family. A year before Robin Hood was on the run, Robin's sister, Rita the Fox, went on a fantastic adventure with her best friend, Hugo the Jungle Animal. Along the way, they encountered the Jedi Knights and the Sith Lords. Hugo and Rita also met Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Cowardly Lion. In the Pride Lands, Kiara and her family of lions encountered Gobo Fraggle and his friends. Kiara became best friends with Gobo, and she went on an adventure with him. But as she grew, and sometime after they defeated the evil Scar, Kiara was later engaged to her old childhood friend, Kovo. Vixie and Alu find adventure as they set off to rescue their children from a mean old badger named Mr. Digger in the forest. Vixie fought the badger and brought her son home. Hugo and Rita went on a new adventure from Sherwood Forest to a safe place where there is no danger. Along the way, Rita's brother, Robin Hood, joined them. Hugo and Rita encountered Jiminy Cricket, who time travels with them and his magic. In the future, Rita met me and my daughter-in-law, Vixie. Hugo and Rita came back to the present. When the sheriff of Nottingham threatened to invade Sherwood Forest, Robin got rid of him for good. Hugo and Rita had found a place where there is no danger. Hugo and Rita went to live in a cave behind a waterfall. Some years later, the two friends grew up together. One night, sometime after they grew up together, Hugo and Rita encountered the ghost of Daphne Blake, who wanted revenge on Robin Hood's family. With help from me and Vixie, Rita fought Daphne, and Daphne disappeared forever. One day, Hugo and Rita are married and lived happily together in the forest. This has been the story of Buena Vista. Oodalali.